Welcome to Freddy's, everyone. I am your host, Marissa, and I'm here with my co-host, Dystro. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, welcome. Happy Sunday, everybody. It does not feel like a Sunday. I literally woke up thinking today was Saturday.
Uh, but you are sadly mistaken because today is Sunday and it's pod day.
Yes. Anyways, I hope everybody had a good weekend. I've got a little bit of a headache right now, so I apologize if I'm a little quiet tonight. Um, but Dystro over here, he took notes for this episode, so props to him for that. Um, anyways, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoy. So, tonight is a debate hour night.
Debate hour.
The debate hour. We need a fucking like sound effect for that. We need to get an editor just to like make our podcast more pizzazz.
Debate hour.
Anyways, so this isn't your ordinary debate hour. This is yet another Halloween special debate hour. At the beginning of the month, we did the top three Halloween candies in the United States. We put all three of those up against each other. Tonight, we are putting three of the most notorious horror movie characters up against each other. There's three of them, of course. I'm talking Jason Voorhees versus Freddy Krueger versus Ghostface.
Yeah, this one's gonna be interesting. I've already know who I'm going with, but
I kind of know, but I feel like as you introduce these characters one by one and talk about them individually, I feel like it'll help me kind of process a little bit more who I want to pick and why. Now, disclaimer: I haven't seen any of their movies. I'm not really a movie person. It's hard for me to get into a movie.
movie. Yeah,
So, yeah,
I
but Daiso's here to educate.
yes. So, and I have seen most of their movies, but not a lot of them because most of them are really, really bad. Uh,
Oh,
but
jeez.
that's just that's the '90s for you. So Um, but we are basing the guess three characters off their first movies. So Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Scream. Scream 1 to be exact.
Now, okay, how about this? Let's start with Ghostface because this is the one I'm really curious about out of all three of them because we always make a lot of references to him when we talk, like in
What's
like
up?
scary movie and all that stuff. Not
Yeah.
just Scream, but scary movie.
Mhm. Yes. So I have a lot of notes. I've written down a lot for Ghostface, but I'm gonna try to keep it short and brief.
Now here's my first question. You mind if I ask some questions along the way?
Sure, I will.
Here's my first question. What came first? Was it Scream or was it Scary Movie?
Scream.
Scream. Okay.
Because Scary Movie was a parody of Scream, and that's what the base of like the first Scream was based off of. So yeah, like Scream came first, and then Scary Movie. It was like maybe like a year or two after Scream came out, so it was kind of like fresh in everybody's mind too.
Wow, that's cool.
And plus, original Scary Movie was an F you to cancel culture now today. So because you can't really get away with a lot of stuff now today.
Unfortunately, not.
But there was a lot of protagonists in all the Scream movies, and there's six movies altogether. So I'm gonna just base it off of the first Scream movie. Originally, the person behind the mask is usually mute, but when they use the phone, they have like a voice changer, and the most famous line in the movie is like, "You like scary movies?" And they usually had a person on set to do that voice over the phone. Whereas like the person you see on screen, he's mostly like he's nonverbal. Like he just uses his uh, I guess his mime like quirks to his advantage and stuff, and he lets lets people astray and all that stuff. Um, but they used a voice changer from the second scary movie, second Scream movie onward. But we're just basing off the first one. So there was two killers in the first Scream movie. Um, Billy Loomis and Stu Mackner. And Stu Mackner, it was played by Shaggy, who is Matthew Lillard and stuff. And he's really funny in that movie too. In Scream 3, like like I said, like there was a device that enables him to send like different other characters in the movie, which is kind of cool. But Ghostface didn't have a set motive at all, which is interesting. Whereas the other two had like, I guess, a set motive. um, but it was ranging from like revenge and or seeking fame to peer pressure and stuff. Um, so the main protagonist in the Scream movies is this woman called Sydney Prescott, and it sets off like a chain event. So it's like that chain mail that you always get, and it's like you better click this link or the
Oh,
next
the
six
fucking
people.
clickbait shit.
Yeah, it's like that
Yeah.
clickbait shit. It's kind of like that, but it was a motive set in motion due to something that happened previously, sort of thing.
Okay.
And this chain event started when Sid's estranged half brother Roman, not 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 that Roman, um, Roman had told Billy, which was Sid's boyfriend in the movie, that his father had had an affair with Sid's mom, and that kind of sets something off in Billy and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I had just wrote down like like in the fourth movie, like and stuff like that, but I'm just basing off the first one. Um, Although in each film, like Ghostface is human. They often exhibit like extreme durability against physical harm, high levels of physical strength, and an almost supernatural stealth ability. So like once you like first you could see him, but then it's like as soon as you turn around, he's like gone. He's vanished.
Jeez.
Uh, it's like it's he's able to well they're able to appear and disappear in seemingly impossible situations. So it's like if you see him in like a middle of like a police like whatever or something like or there's like a whole bunch of people and you see Ghostface like in the crowd and stuff, he could just easily like boom, he could just vanish.
It's like Enderman.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, it's like he's just boom, he's gone. And the signature weapon is a buck 120 knife, and that's
Wow.
what he uses the whole franchise.
Jesus.
But yeah, he's like one of the most like or well, I should say Ghostface as a character, he's like the one of the most like not basic, but he's a horror movie icon for many years, just based off of a black cloak and a white ghost face.
And literally every year I see kids dress up as Ghostface, and I already have a feeling I'm gonna make a bet with you right now. I bet you any money I'm going to see at least one kid dressed up as Ghostface for Halloween this year when I hand out candy.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Every year when I was in school, elementary school to be exact, we'd always have that one kid in my class that would dress up as Ghostface.
Yeah.
Oh boy! And at the time, I didn't know who Ghostface was. I didn't learn about him until just this year, when we started making the references to scary movie and stuff. Now, here's a question. I'm gonna ask this for all three killers, but I'm gonna start with Ghostface. Um, which movie do you think he's the most well known in? Like, which movie do you think, out of all the movies he's been in, which one do you think is the most popular?
Very first one. Very
For
first scene for Ghostface. but
I meant like, are you talking Scream or Scary Movie?
I'm talking about Scream.
Scream, okay. And then Scary Movie, which one would he be for?
That's the Scary Movie one,
Okay.
but that's what he's most popular for.
Yeah. Ugh, I gotta watch Scary Movie. I heard that it's really funny.
It is very very funny. Um, it's it's like we've got to find like it and try to watch it and stuff because I have seen it multiple times and it gets funnier every time I watch it.
Well, we'll have to do some research and look on some websites and see if we can find it.
Was there any other questions for Ghostface?
I think that's pretty much wraps up Ghostface. Let's get into Jason.
Oh, Jason, my favorite.
He's
Ah,
from Friday the 13th.
yes. It started in the 1980s. So he came out before Freddy did,
Oh, wow.
because Freddy came out in 85. No,
Jeez.
85 or 81, I can't remember.
84 says for
84.
Freddy.
Okay, yeah, for
Close
84.
enough.
84. So Jason was the OG, like, original horror movie villain.
Icon.
Yes. And he's always been an antagonist throughout the entire film franchise. He's um so it went from 1980 to 2009. That's like the movie franchise as a whole, like spanned across. Because it got rebooted in '09 and it wasn't really a good reboot, to be honest with you. I've always stuck with the first movies, like OG films. Um, but he's the son of the the camp cook turned killer, Mrs. Voorhees. He's been I was like doing some like research and stuff, but he had been portrayed and represented by numerous actors and stuntmen. Most well known is Kane Hodder, who played him in 4 consecutive films.
Oh, wow.
So a little trivia there for you. The iconic hockey goalie mask didn't appear until Friday the 13th Part 3. So you didn't really get to see him in Part 1 hardly at all because the main villain of that movie was just Mrs. Voorhees. She was just killing all the camp counselors.
Jeez.
And then Part 2, you didn't really see him that much either. But then Part 3 came around and then you see the hockey mask, and that's the most iconic mask of all time for Jason. And then since Friday the 13th Part 6, had to get the Roman numerals right, 6, Jason Lives, filmmakers were giving him like superhuman strength, regenerative powers, and near invulnerability. So
So,
basically, he was like a horror movie Wolverine, if you want to put it in like
yeah.
terms.
How many parts are there?
um, I think there is 8 or 9.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Yeah, and it spanned from like the 80s to like the 90s, and then or no, I think it was like part 6 that was it, and then it went like he went to hell, he went to space, he fought Freddy in Freddy versus Jason, and
Ooh.
then like I can't remember like what else happened to him. It's like and then it's like he got like killed off or something, and then like he got rebooted in '09, and that was just terrible. But yeah, it's like that's basically it. It's like there's like different things going on at that time too. So um I know in one of the parts in one of the movies he faces like a psychological threat, like telekinesis psychological threat. um Oh, okay. Some interpretations suggest that the audience has sympathy or empathy for Jason, whose motivation for killing has been cited as being driven by immoral actions of his victims and his own rage having drowned as a child. It's kind of dark,
That
yes,
is dark.
but it's like he's getting revenge on the people that wronged him. So it's kind of a tweener if you want to put it in wrestling terms. Um, but his signature weapon has been the machete.
I could see where H2O Delirious, who by the way, if y'all don't know him, he's part of the Vanos crew on YouTube.
Hmm.
His like character always has the hockey mask,
Hmm.
and that's his persona as well. Like actually, obviously H2O Delirious has never shown a face reveal. His what's it called, custom character, I guess you could say,
Hmm.
for YouTube and in general is the guy with the hockey mask. So I thought that's pretty cool. I didn't know that it was Jason Voorhees that started all that, so that's good to know now. Um, so out of all the parts for Friday the 13th, also by the way, there is a game Friday the 13th.
Hmm.
But I think what is it? They're getting rid of it. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's because I think like not a lot of people were playing it as much or something. I really don't know to be honest with you.
It's a shame. But anywho, so out of all the parts for the Friday the 13th franchise, which one do you think was the most popular in your mind?
Um, let's see. Okay. If I'm going off of popularity, I'm probably gonna say the first one. But if I'm going off of like if Jason was involved at all, I'm probably gonna say I guess in space. Like, well, it's Jason X, but it's hit Jason in space. Um, but if we're basing it off popularity, I'm gonna say the first one.
Okay, okay, good to know. I just want people to know out there, like, which one they should watch. If they were to choose one to watch out of the whole series, which one they should watch. So that's basically why I'm asking that.
It's like, I mean, it's up to y'all. Whatever you want to watch first.
Y'all.
It's up to y'all. Forever, whatever you want to watch first. Um, but just gonna let you guys know, like when it gets to like part 4 and 5 and stuff, it's probably gonna take a little bit of a downhill for some of it because it's like it's going into '90s territory
Yeah.
and '90s all about getting with it and extreme and all that stuff. And Jason's like what the hell was this? Like okay, like um, but just just letting you guys know.
So I think that pretty much covers it for Jason. Now we need to go ahead and do Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street, which was from 1984. That's when that all began.
Yeah, so Freddy has had 5 Nightmare on Elm Street movies, several reboots. I know that. Um, he's had a TV series too. It's called Freddy's Dead, the TV series. Or no, Nightmare on Elm Street, the TV series. Freddy's Dead was one of the movies. But yeah, he's all over the place. Um, so he's an antagonist, obviously. Um, but he is a malevolent spirit of a child killer who had been burned to death by his victim's parents after evading prison. Now that gets brought up in Freddy vs. Jason,
Hmm.
and so it's like the parents like they go to his house and like they literally, like I said, like burn him alive, like burn everything in his house and just burn him alive.
Ew.
But then he and goes on to become like horribly disfigured and like um if anybody knows who I'm talking about in Rick and Morty, Scary Terry, that's what Freddy Krueger is based off of.
Oh wow.
And they make kind of like a reference to that in Rick and Morty. Like they call the like they have like a Freddy Krueger esque character, and it's called Scary Terry, and he's got the exact same fedora, sweater, like gloves and everything. Like it was just perfect. It was funny too. But Freddy as a character, he goes on to murder his victims in their dreams and causing their deaths in the real world as well. But in the dream world, he is a powerful force and seemingly invulnerable. But when he's pulled back into the real world, he has normal human vulnerabilities and can be destroyed. And that gets brought up in Freddy versus Jason as well.
Okay.
Like like one of the girls in the movie, she gets knocked out and goes into the dream world and brings Freddy back with her. And then he's just like, "You bitch." But his signature um, look is, burned, horribly disfigured, a dirty red and green sweater, and a brown fedora, and trademark metal clawed brown leather right hand glove. That's his trademark, and that's his like weapon too.
Okay.
Um, any question?
So how many well, like I said, like we said with Jason, there's like many different movies and stuff. How many
Mhm.
different movies are there for this one?
Oh god, there's too many to count. Well, I know it starts from the 1984 one all the way to I think '09. I think.
Jeez.
And then there's like the TV series and all that shit too. So you don't want to really count that. There's like
So
there's like a lot.
damn, I didn't know there was a TV series.
Yeah.
So out of all of those movies from the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, which one do you think is more popular?
The very first one probably.
The debut
But
one.
but I know the third one, Dream Warriors, that's a really good one too. It's
Okay,
really good. I've heard like a lot of people rave about that one as well.
that's cool.
Mhm.
Alright, so now that we've covered all three horror movie characters, it's time to make a choice. Which character do you prefer over the other two?
So I was gonna go first if you let me.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when I was doing notes for this, I was like, I guess like playing out like different scenarios in my head too, and I had to ask my boss about like who would win in this scenario. And when I was telling him like, like, he was telling me like all about like Ghostface is just really a person in a mask and a cloak, and he's like, yeah, he's got the superhuman strength, like the strength to back it up. He's got the technique to like disappear and all that stuff. But he is vulnerable and he is human. So like Freddy could just easily, like go into a dream world with him and then just kill him and he'll be dead. Um, but then like same thing with Freddy. Like as soon as he gets back into the real world, like he can just get his head chopped off and just die. So I mean, with that being said, I'm going with Jason on this one.
Oh wow.
I'm going with Jason.
Alright.
He's got the strength. He's got the invulnerability. He's got the machete to back it up. I mean, yeah, he's like a big brute, but based off the Friday the 13th game and stuff, like he can just teleport like out of thin air. So like I'm going with Jason. That's mine.
So for me, I had to go based off of which one of these three interested me more than the other two, considering the fact I have never watched any of those horror movies in my life. Um, which, like I said, it's hard for me to get into movies. But eventually, I do want to see scary movie. Hence why I'm going with Ghostface on this one, just because his character has always fascinated me, just by like not only what you've described to me, but just by like how like how much his character has caught the attention of the public eye. I mean, kids are dressing up like him for Halloween. I feel like like I said, every freaking year I see someone as Ghostface. Like, there's never a year that goes by where I don't see anybody as Ghostface. So it's like he's kind of like the center of the attraction to the public eye, especially like I said for Halloween time. Not to mention, Scream's always fascinated me as a kid. I've heard people talk about the movie in the past, whether it was the first one or the second one. Um, but as soon as you and I talked about Scary Movie earlier on this year, I was like, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know he was in two different movies, so we definitely gotta watch that. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Ghostface on this one, just because he was one that really interested me more than the other two. Like, I'm not knocking down any of the other two people. They're both equally good characters in their respective roles in each movies. But for me, I'm going with Ghostface.
I mean, that's solid. It's like, plus, I think in a way, like Ghostface is more quicker than the two, as in a sense, because he can run really fast and all that stuff too. Like, and plus he could disappear like nobody's business. He's like fucking Houdini.
Oh man.
But yeah, like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Scream, like they're like horror movie franchises. Are it's like it's ups and downs, yes, but the first movies of each franchise are, I think, the best in my opinion.
Even
And
Scary Movie too. The first one's great.
yeah, it's always getting quoted by me all the time.
What's
What's
up?
up?
And you get into the phone.
Nothing, just chilling. Thank you.
Anyways, that's gonna wrap up our debate hour for horror movie characters for this year. I hope you guys enjoyed. Who would you guys pick out of this group? Let us know in the comment section or on social media as well. We'll be happy to hear from you. So, we are down to two episodes for the remainder of Spoopy season, also known as Rectober, as this year. Um, our next episode, which will be planned for this Thursday, we are doing Halloween themed wrestling matches. Now, Dystro came up with some already, but I think I'm going to do some research as well for this one. I've got some time on my hands this week, so I'm going to do some research for this one as well and see what I come up with. We're basically just going to talk about anything Halloween themed for wrestling matches, past and present. Um, it's going to be fun, it's going to be interesting. Considering the fact some of these Halloween matches can have very strange stipulations.
Yeah, for real.
So that'll be on Thursday this week. And I might as well go ahead and announce the final episode. The final episode for this month is our Notorious Serial Killers episode we have started doing every year since last year. Us two, and actually, we have a returning guest joining us for this episode as well. I won't give him away yet, but all three of us each have our own serial killer that we have been doing research on that we will each be talking to you guys about one by one. It's gonna be great. I'm not gonna give mine away yet, and I'm definitely not giving away my friend's um, killer, and I'm definitely not giving away yours. So you guys will have to wait and see. I love doing this episode every year. It's great because we learn a lot about serial killers, and serial killers are always interesting to learn about. But I'm gonna warn you, um, as we should warn you with every serial killers episode we do, there are going to be some very mature trigger happy topics. So if you are trigger sensitive to certain topics, please be advised to either watch this video at your own discretion or skip the video.
Mhm.
But that'll be a week from today, next Sunday. That'll be our final episode for October. I really can't believe this month flew by that quick.
I know, right? That's crazy.
My lord. Speaking of this month, I have our song for tonight. Man, this month has been great. I have been listening to a lot of Blink 182, and their album finally came out on Friday. And we listened to it together, and I am still riding the high right now.
No, that.
It was so freaking good. I think I'm gonna go with Turpentine or Turpentine or whatever you got, however fucking Tom DeLonge
Blah
pronounces
blah
it.
blah blah.
So that is going to be tonight's song of the night, Turpentine, from Blink-182's newest album, One More Time. There's only a lyric video for this one, so I'll go ahead and put that at the top right hand corner of this episode at the end. It'll pop up. Just go ahead and take a listen. I really, really enjoyed this album fully, with all my heart. I really would like to own this album eventually, but I just need to wait a little bit because we just moved in here about a month ago, so I gotta make sure we're getting our mail and stuff before anything else happens. But, um, yeah, great album. I definitely recommend you guys to go and listen to the whole album. Um, it's 44 minutes, which is shocking because it's like a 17 song
Yeah,
album, which
yeah,
is one track longer than California.
right.
But yeah, go ahead and listen to that, guys. I really think you guys will enjoy it. Anywho, if you guys took around to the very end, we greatly appreciate your support. Go ahead and follow us on social media by clicking on that link in the description below, which should take you to the link tree. We have Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter. Go ahead and follow us there to keep up to date with our show, as well as our YouTube community section of our channel. Go to our channel, click on that community tab, and a lot of our updates will show there as well. Um, Also, Dystro's YouTube channel is there as well, where he posts weekly gaming content. What are you at right now? Do you know?
I'm at 1011 right now.
Nice, nice. Gained 11 subs since the last episode. um, like I said, he posts weekly gaming content. I'm in there too as well. Sometimes we play games outside of this show, GTA, WWE 2K23, Skate 3, Gang Beasts, Roblox. We play a lot of stuff, and I feel like our game collection has just been growing. Eventually, I would like to play Party Animals. I am dying to play that game.
Yeah,
Um,
it's very fun.
Christmas is coming. Wink, wink.
Oh God.
Anyways, go subscribe to Dysho. Go show him some love and share his stuff around. Let's get him to, oh God, maybe 1,100 subs by December 1st. I'm thinking.
Maybe. No.
Anyways, once again, take a listen to tonight's song of the night, Turpentine by Blink-182, and that's it. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll catch you guys this Thursday. Peace.
Peace.